What's love without loyalty? Could I trust you while I chase this money? I just need my mind at peace. I need some sleep. No, I be in these streets. What's up, man? We back with another one, man. It's your boy TLO Grills. Back with another one. Here to update y'all, man. As y'all can see, I'm at my crib. My truck, I put it in the shop. I've been running with it for like 2-3 weeks with my fan won't go off. So I decided, this week right here, I had a lot going on, with my anniversary. I had my daughter's birthday. And so I felt like this would have been a good week to take off the put the truck in the shop. So it's at the Peterbilt here in Lake Park, Georgia. I dropped it off yesterday. So hopefully that won't take long to get fixed. And but yeah, I just want to give y'all an update on what I did last week. I went out last week and I said, look, seemed like I'm averaging about $5,000 a week, even when I stretch out. So I was like, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna run local, because I felt like I can still do the same numbers running local. So I'm like, I'm gonna run local and see, can I make $5,000 running local. So I was pretty much local all week last week, and I did like $4,900. Friday night I ended at $4,900. Now I couldn't drop that load off that I brought back from Atlanta to Valdosta, Georgia, till Monday morning, but pretty much I was home. I got home, like 1-2 a.m. Saturday morning. So I was pretty much done for the week, so that load paid me $795. So yeah, that load put me right at $4,900 and some change roughly. So, being pretty much local, I was home about 3 nights out of the week. I slept in the truck at least about 2 nights from my understanding. Matter of fact, let me run y'all down. Let me get the phone and be more, accurate with this information I'm giving y'all. Let's run it back. We're gonna run it back. Okay. What was the week? Where I started the week? Where did I start the week? The 7th was last Monday, right? So what I did last Monday on the 7th, I picked up a load paying $400 from Homerville to Valdosta. That paid me $400. That was the same day. I picked that up at about 10 a.m., delivered it at 2 p.m. Boom. Next day, I picked up in Pooler, Georgia. So, I'm trying to see, because I had a load in between this. I picked up in Pooler, Georgia on the 8th, and it delivered in Ocala, Florida. That load paid me $1,000. And then that load paid me $1,000. And then I went and picked up in Jacksonville. No, I picked up in Tilton, Georgia. My bad. I went to Tilton, Georgia. I picked up. That load went to Jacksonville. It paid a total of $800. See, I don't know why they got these loads out of order. But after I did the Homerville to Valdosta, Georgia, that paid me $400. I went to Tifton, Georgia the next morning. Yeah, I went to Tifton, Georgia the next day on the 8th. And that load paid me $800 from Tifton, Georgia to Jacksonville, Florida. And then I did headed from Jacksonville, Florida over to Pooler, Georgia on the 9th. I don't know why that's out of order. And I took that load down to Ocala, Florida for $1,000. Follow me. And then I did headed back up to Adel, pretty much Valdosta area. And I found another short little run from Adel, Georgia on the 9th, Adel, Georgia to Jacksonville, Florida for $400. That was crazy how I took one down there for $800, then, a day later, somebody wanted to pay $400. It's crazy. But yeah, I took it to go ahead and put some on my back after doing $1,000 load. It still paid me $2.63 a mile, so I ran it to get me back in the area to shoot over the Pooler was the plan. And I ran that to Jacksonville, and then they got these loads out of order, man. My bad for having to fumble through them to get them in order. So from Jacksonville, Florida that day, I went over to Garden City, Georgia. I did head to Garden City after I delivered in Jacksonville that day. And that Garden City, Georgia load paid me $1,050 to be exact. And that was also, it went to, I picked up in Garden City, Georgia, and went to Bessemer, Alabama. So I stayed out that night. I remember staying out that night. Bessemer, Alabama, that load, like I say, paid me $1,050. It was $2.61 a mile. I delivered that Friday morning. They held me there for a good minute. Then I did hit it when I was empty there. I did hit it to let me find the loads. I don't know why they got these loads out of order. I know I was in Atlanta somewhere. I did hit it to Atlanta. About to find it. I'm about to find it. Y'all bear with me. Give me a little time. Give me a little time. Where the fuck is the load, man? Where the fuck is the load? Okay. Yeah, I picked up in Atlanta. It was over by like Decatur area, like, you know, but I picked up in Atlanta, and that came to Valdosta, Georgia. It delivered Monday, but I brought that home with me Friday night, pretty much Saturday morning, like 2 a.m. So that put me at 4,900, a little bit over 4,900. And I did all that just pretty much being in Georgia, Florida, and I shot over and did that little load in Alabama. So it's possible, man, you know, depending on your areas where you at. You know, you can down there run local and do same numbers as if I would have went to Texas and shot up to Ohio and back to Florida. You know, I just did them runs staying right here by the house, you know, and using less diesel. That's the goal, you know, to use less diesel. The less diesel you use, the more you can bring home. So that was interesting. You know, I'm looking forward to probably trying that again. So hopefully my truck won't have me down too long. You know, I was looking to take this whole week off anyway. So, you know, even if you're ready, get ready. You know, I might do some short maybe. I'm not too sure because my wife really wasn't trying to. She's in school and all, so she can't really go do nothing for our anniversary in between the weeks. So we probably gonna do something for the weekend for that anyway. So if I get it back before Friday, I might get a little cotton load from Valdosta, Georgia area and ran it over to Savannah. You know, I got a dude actually texting me right now from Wise, broker from Wise. And he got one he want me to do for $800 going over to, but it's over there by Quincy, Florida. I'm about 90 miles from Quincy, Florida. So I'm really looking for something like in Moultrie or Pelham or Doran, Georgia. I don't want to go that far where this load picking up at. He said, unfortunately, no, I do not. So he don't want to pay $800 to go over there. I'm 93 miles, and he don't want to. You can at least give me $1,000. You know, let me show y'all. I had to turn the phone upside down. It ain't gonna work. I'm gonna just put it on the screen, man. I'm gonna just put it on the screen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna screenshot it right now. So by the time y'all see it, it'll be popping down in your face. But yeah, man, you know, he said he got something coming out Thursday and something coming out Friday. So, you know, 800, I need a little more, 1,000. But, you know, I'm trying to create a relationship with him, so I don't want to try to be, try to hustle him out of more money for it. I'd rather just wait till he got something in Moultrie or Pelham or Tipton areas, so, you know, Sylvester, Georgia, somewhere a little more closer to me, because that's a little far for 800, maybe 1,000, maybe 950, but I can't work. I wait, you know, on that. But other than that, this is what I got going on, man. You know, your boy at the crib. You know, I've been chilling, spending time with the kids. It's crazy. You know what's crazy? Because yesterday, I was taking my kids to school. I was dropping off my kids, man, and y'all see how that panel bite that cricket? You know, I got a little OCD in me, man. So, you know, I'm like, yo, what's that panel, a little cricket? It need to come over that way a little bit. But, yeah. Yeah, what I was saying, see how I just got sidetracked, man? But, you know, I was dropping my kids off at school. That's what I was saying. I was dropping my kids off. And then I noticed, you know, I heard the fan blowing on my Tahoe. You know, I got a 2015 Chevy Tahoe. So I'm like, yo, it sounded like that fan blowing. I remember in 2022, I had to replace the temperature sensor on it. And it's crazy because I just put my Peterbilt in the shop and it's doing the same thing. That's the same reason it's in the shop, because my fan won't turn off. So now my Tahoe doing it again. So I got the same problem on both of my vehicles, on both of my trucks. That's fucking crazy, man. But it's an easy fix. I went and got the temperature sensor this morning from O'Reilly's. It was like $20. That's with taxes and all out the door. So I'm about to go out there. I actually already done kind of popped the vent off. So, you know, to get to it is right by the thermostat. So I'm just, you know, screw out the other one and screw it back in bits. Connect the harness back to it, you know. Quick little job. But yeah, pretty much that's crazy that I'm dealing with, you know, both of my fans running on both vehicles. It's really annoying just to, you know, hear the fan just constantly blowing like that. But yeah, man, you know, I was proud of myself for reaching my goals. You know, I felt a little bad about, like, I was a little bothered that, okay, I was actually trying to get, I probably was like $50 off from 49, from 5,000. I actually wanted that 5,000. I like to show y'all them numbers, like that 5,000, just, you know what I mean? But I was, you know, about $50 off from my goal. But yeah, you know, I probably still hit it because I got a little detention from two of those jobs that I just mentioned to y'all. So I probably did hit it. But yeah, pretty much that's what I got going on, man. You know, hopefully I get my truck back. You know, I give y'all an update. You know, we can get back to the Manyans and pretty much, man, get back to it, you know. And I also got another little surprise for y'all too, man. But you know, I ain't gonna say nothing yet because you know how that go. You say something and oh shit don't fall through. So yeah, we're gonna just play it by ear and see how it go. You know, I don't really like count my eggs before they hatch, because soon you go to talking about something, shit don't fall through, you know what I mean? So I'm just play that like that, man, and y'all continue to come back, man, and for this CloudTrucks content, you know what I mean? You looking to come over at CloudTrucks, don't hesitate to use my code. You know, I got my code on the video, code in my description. If you over here, you know, take advantage of the Mudflap. I found Mudflap one of the biggest discounts apps out there. So I've been using Mudflap pretty heavy. So, you know, I got to use my code. It'll be in the description if you want to sign up for that too. You know, I think I get like $10, something like that. You know, hey, everything counts around here, man. You know, it's 2025, inflation crazy, everything counts. I don't really look at nothing like, oh, that's only $10. Nah, man. Yeah, but you know, like, subscribe, man, tell your people, share my stuff with your people. And yeah, let's just try to, you know, spread the word. You know, we got a decent company with that, you know, you can come over here and run consistently. You can do well over here, you know. The only problem with Cloud that I think most people probably run into is you know, CloudTruck got the insurance fees. I ain't really seen that 5% nowhere else. They kind of, you know, that 5% a little tight, you know, when we still paying physical damage ourselves. You know, my physical damage, like insurance on my truck for the value of my truck, like $486 a month, you know. So I don't know why we paying the 5%, you know. I never really seen that before. Everybody always had like a flat rate of insurance. That's what you pay every week, you know. But that there, you know, other than that, everything pretty sweet. And I just don't know why people, you know, come over here and then, you know, they don't really make the money what they're expecting to make, then a lot of people got truck notes that keep them from making that money. It ain't the company, you know. Because even with that insurance, we talking about an additional, I ain't gonna lie, that's about additional $900 a month. Everybody can use an extra $900 a month. But either way, you're gonna still pay that, you know, that insurance somewhere. But not like that. I think my insurance with a sin was like $234 a week. So it was about the same thing, but the thing was, everything was tied into it. I didn't have an additional physical damage that charged me $480 something, you know. So that right there is, if I can have a talk with somebody over there and they want to say, you know, anything we can do to make the company better, I would say, can we get rid of the 5%? You know what I mean? Yeah, can we get rid of the 5% insurance fee? Because people are already paying for their physical damage, man. But okay, I'm making a video. I'm going on to a whole nother topic. I need to make a whole nother video about that because I kind of feel a way about that. But other than that, man, you know, this home for me, man. And yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep the content coming. So, you know, y'all keep tapping in. You know, like, leave a comment, you know, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to hit me up on my TikTok if y'all over there. If you ain't on my YouTube, you on my TikTok, you know, come over to YouTube, get both of them, you know, because I put content on both of them. So all my information in the blog, though, all my information is in the description, man. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap this video up, go ahead and try to go finish my Tahoe. My kids will be home in a few hours. My wife will be out of school. So it's pretty much my fun time right now, you know. It's pretty much my little outlet, you know. I get to mess with the charts, the day trading charts, you know. I get to do what I love to do around this time when I ain't got, you know, when I ain't in my daddy mode, my husband mode. So, you know, I don't have a dull moment, man. But appreciate y'all for watching. Like, comment, and we're gonna continue this in the next video. Peace.
What's love without loyalty? Could I trust you while I chase this money? I just need my mind at peace. I need some sleep. No, I be in these streets.